What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys a sales update for the Boruto manga. We actually have some pretty good news regarding it. I have made some videos in the past where I have talked about the Boruto manga and its sales, and some concerns people might have had with it because some people think that, oh, it's not selling as well as Naruto, so that's not good. Oh, it might be a flop because of that. But that's simply not true. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. I've also made a video in the past where I've talked about how popular it is when Boruto chapters are read monthly online and are always in the top 3 when it pertains to those numbers. So Boruto definitely has traction, and people definitely do check the series out and follow it. There's no doubt about that. Regarding manga sales, it's definitely not at a point where anybody should be worried that Boruto would get cut short or anything of that nature. But Boruto in general, definitely doing pretty solid. So let's have a look at these numbers I have for you guys here. So shout out to Kaz over here for reporting this. In Japan, the Boruto series has reached over 10 million copies in circulation, including digital copies. I don't care what series it is at the end of the day. If your series hits 10 million copies sold or in circulation, which is how they, usually indicate the numbers anyway for when they report it for manga, that's pretty big stuff. And especially since Boruto is a monthly series, that it makes it, a little bit more impressive in itself. Although, you could always say that, yeah, Boruto, has the advantage of being related to Naruto. So, like, of course some people will be interested in it off that, and there's no denying that. But regardless of its affiliation with Naruto, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's underselling, oh, it's gonna flop. It's definitely not that. 10 million, big number to hit, and there's more to it than that too, because you can look up here, shout out to Troy for this information piece. It has also sold nearly 2.6 million in France. There was also a update that came out on the sales of Boruto in the United States just about a week ago, and that one was indicating that Boruto has sold about 460,000 copies in the United States. So France plus USA right there, that's about another 3 million. So minimum, and we're not even counting the full worldwide sales, Boruto has sold 13 million copies now, or has 13 million in circulation, which is really, really good for what it is. Because for comparison's sake, in Japan, right, Dragon Ball Super is another monthly manga, and Dragon Ball Super has been out for a while now too. And I feel like, at least when compared to Boruto, Super, although Super has its haters too, I feel like there's more people that like Super than people that liked Boruto at the start, I want to say. And I still see Boruto getting hated on quite often nowadays. So for a series like Dragon Ball Super that's still overall pretty well liked, for that series to be sitting around 12 million copies sold in Japan and Boruto to be at 10, and them both being monthly manga, that shows you that they're both doing pretty damn solid. These are good numbers, and they're definitely not something anybody should be worried about if they're concerned about the sales of the series. And these are probably only going to keep growing because Two Blue Vortex is pretty popular, and in my opinion, it's had the best content that we have been getting, so far regarding the Boruto section of the franchise. So I hope they keep it up. I hope it goes good. Let's see if there's anything else I got to show you guys here. And it says sequel manga that's been going on for more than a decade, on top of maintaining the top 1% with physical sales alone. That achievement is pretty impressive, I agree. And it also doesn't have as many volumes as weekly manga, which again plays a factor into series such as Boruto and such as Dragon Ball Super, because they're more of that monthly style, so you're going to get a volume once every about 4 months, because the volumes for the monthly manga are 4 chapters, whereas the weekly mangas are typically 8 chapters, but they're shorter. So here's another look right here on the range of manga volumes, pretty much of how it typically goes. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in that, there's that. And let me see, there might be something here. So your average circulation of a V Jump volume is 187,500. Boruto, I believe right now, is outselling that by double. So I did some quick math. Pretty much, if Boruto has 10 million copies in circulation in Japan, it has 25 volumes right now total, with 20 being from Naruto Next Generations and 5 being from Two Blue Vortex, which the sixth one is coming out soon, but hasn't, dropped yet, so we're not counting that. But we are averaging about 400,000 sales per volume, which is over double that average. So just to put it into perspective for you guys, it's doing pretty well. Don't let people really tell you otherwise. Can it be doing better? Of course. I mean, you can always say that as a fan of a franchise. Like maybe as a Naruto fan, you wanted it to sell better, and you're just a little, maybe you are disappointed it hasn't sold as great as Naruto, but that wasn't really a realistic expectation anyway. So, just a little update right there for you guys and just putting some perspective out there. Boruto's doing good. Dragon Ball Super's doing good. And let's see, there's one more here. I think it was this one I was going to talk about. So more context after Boruto hits 10 million sales in Japan. It did that with no anime for the Omnipotent stuff, which is like I think chapter 68 and on, or 69 and on, something like that, and the Two Blue Vortex stuff. So that stuff not having an anime will increase the sales when the anime comes back, more than likely so, as long as the anime does everything well. Limited V-Jump circulation, less volume releases compared to weekly manga, which is true. It's a monthly series. Being divisive sequel, which we know Boruto is, because some people have still some doubts and questions about how involved Kishimoto is and whatnot. So even though a lot of stuff's been confirmed on that end, so I'm not gonna harp on that too much. And Years of Slander, it did. Boruto definitely successful series. In terms of the manga, hopefully the sales keep going. The last manga volumes, I know it did have some sales that weren't as great as the first 4 for Two Blue Vortex, so hopefully that kind of bounces back. But that's mostly it for this update. I hope that kind of sheds some light a little bit more on the Boruto franchise for you guys, if you guys were concerned about the sales end, and if any other big updated number comes out, I'll be sure to update it. And I guess the last thing I want to say is, if we have 13 million copies in circulation across, Japan, France, and the United States, I feel like it's not too bad of a guess to say that Boruto most likely probably has 15 million copies out there if you account for the other places worldwide. That's just me speculating though, but that's what I think. Some of the other places worldwide, if you guys were wondering, they kind of update once they kind of hit a certain mark. So who knows when we'll get an update for that. An example of like copies really spiking up for a series was Black Clover recently, because Black Clover's worldwide sales were updated. Usually a series will get a pretty solid boost when that happens. So look forward to it for Boruto. Hopefully it's good. But that should wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.